Hi, third, fourth, and fifth grade. It's Miss Oss, and I wanted to make a video to explain already lesson number 5. I can't believe that. This is I printed this out, so this is the printed pathway to the lesson, but it's also in Schoology under the art page in the digital form. So this lesson kind of reminds me of lesson 1, collecting objects that bring you joy, because even though you're collecting in this lesson, you're collecting things in your everyday life that you use. My objects anyways are still objects that bring me joy. So I guess that's how it's similar to me, but this lesson is called Evidence of Me, and it says to collect, sort, and document objects to express moments of your daily life. So the discussion question that you can answer digitally if you want, or you can think about it and then just do the artwork, that's fine too, is what are some objects that you use every day? Make a list of those objects. Try picking try picking a single room in your house, like your bedroom or the kitchen. How are those objects precious to you? Do they have a special meaning? What does it mean to document something? And so you can maybe try to answer those questions. And then there's a little artist, some cheese doodles, looks like some nature, and then a little landscape. Maybe these things she found in that landscape, maybe these rocks she found going on a hike there, that could be Roman artifacts. They look kind of like supplies though, and then like I said, cheese doodles. So what you need to do, here's our challenge board, so you can kind of pick one of these, is you can explore outside and collect and document natural objects, label your evidence with date and location, if you can, guys. If you can't remember, like some of the things that I have collected that I'm going to share with you, I don't necessarily know the date, but I know the month that it was done in, so I might write that. Try and go on several walks and see if you can, collect more things for your collection. Document different space in your house. Choose places that you use every day, like your bedroom or kitchen. Collect and document the objects of each space. Maybe you play with something, every day, and you want to document, the characters of a video game, or the characters in Legos or Minecraft that you use on a daily basis. Or document your day-to-day by collecting and drawing objects you encounter each day. Think of objects like toothbrushes, toys, or even things you find in your pockets. Label each collection with a date. So these were just some student examples, some leaves from walking or some nature, and then they drew it. Some supplies, and then they drew it. And I guess some other supplies, looks like nature or walking and combination there, and then they drew these things. So here we go. What I decided to do, I'm going to do 2 different examples. I have been very interested in finding these seed pods when we've gone for walks. So this one is not in my neighborhood, but these are all I have found on walks. And these, to me, look like the start of a pine cone. I might try to research so that I can label with the right names, but it looks like the start of a pine cone. And I found these on a walk around my neighborhood, and I just thought they were the coolest things. I also found this amazing seed pod. It almost looks like a wooden tulip. I just love it. I also don't know what it came from, but I just thought it was cool. And these, of course, these little gumballs are pretty awesome, and they make awesome art projects. I use those in a kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade lesson. And not sure what these are, but some kind of nut or seed pod as well. So I was going to go ahead and draw these with my markers for one example. And then another example I was going to do was just I've been making lots of pom-poms, and learning how to make them. So I was going to also draw my yarn, my pom-pom maker. This is a wooden pom-pom maker, and maybe my scissors, to document that I have been doing that on a fairly regular basis. So I thought that might be cool. Another idea was just to draw my art supplies that I use a lot. So this is a water brush. It has water inside of it, my marker, and then my colored markers. I've been using a whole lot. I even took the time to document the number of my marker and what color it was, so that when I was using them, I could reference this to what I wanted to do. So in a way, this is an example. This could be a finished example in itself, a documentation of markers that I've been using all the time. All right, I'm going to go ahead and speed up my process. Okay, so I just wanted to hop on. I wasn't sure I was going to do this, but the markers, I love these markers. The Tombow markers that I was using are actually, this is watercolor paper, and you can kind of blend them together. They can turn into watercolors. So I lost the orange because that peach and purple made kind of a muddy color, but I'm still happy with the way it turned out. I went ahead and kind of painted in with my watercolor brush all of the markers, so it kind of looks like a painting now. And then I went ahead and labeled it, so if I was to look back later, I could remember. So maybe I would write, in the month of April 2020, my pom-pom supplies, a Mega Krill, my loom tool, you make the pom-pom right here, pom-pom finished product, and then you need a pair of sharp scissors in order to trim your pom-pom. So this is Evidence of Me, lesson 5, my final example. I like this project so much just because I have been wanting to play around with these little seed pod things that I've gotten, that I went ahead and did a second project. So I drew the seed pods and then kind of used my markers and my watercolor brush to draw my seed pods. So I might mark them. I might try to Google it and make the names, take a guess. If you guys know what any of these are, let me know, and I will be happy to document them. But this was just a really fun project, and I can't wait to see what you guys did.